So I'm Nafisa and I've been working with globalLinker since almost 15 years now. Our main goal and our only goal has been to help businesses get digitized so that, they can get discovered online. Almost 10 years back, this was never, it was an optional point where people used to, think about it. And while it was just an awareness point, one is just thinking, yeah, we need to be online. Having a website is good enough. But coming forward 10 years, I see that now it is no longer a requirement or it is no longer an optional thing. We just know we have to be online, but just having a simple website is not sufficient for anyone. Just or being listed on a marketplace is not good. You need to be available in all the separate places. And now it's even more critical that you are doing it the right way. So, what we'll be talking today is how you do it the right way, which are the mediums available over here for you to be a part of, and what can you leverage as a business so that you can maximize the use of this, being online. So, in the meanwhile, I would really encourage you to uh, introduce yourself in the chat, like how I'm doing right now. And Naval Thakkar, you have raised your hand. So please drop me a message if you would like to ask something. And I would be doing all of the talking right now. So, I would be running a poll during this or asking you a question. Please use the chat medium to, respond to my questions so that I will know what's the pulse going on over there and what are you thinking. It'll be very helpful for me. So, hi, Aradhya. It's nice connecting with you. Dhaval, I would ask you to drop me a message. Okay, so you did not buy the subscription. Fair enough. It's fine. If you want, we can connect with you separately, me or my team, and then we can discuss it if that's fine with you. I'll just note it down. So I'll continue. Let me see the time. Okay, I'll give it another 2 more minutes. So Aradhya is from Aradhya running VIR LLP, a fabric company. Nice. So Prerna Agarwal from metal and wooden handicraft and scented candles business. Very interesting. Okay, I've introduced myself. Hi, Nagu. You're from Veda Grains, Value Added Millets Products. Raj Chanda from Silfra Digital Bangalore. And Prasanna is representing Niryat Global Exim, exporting 100% cotton t-shirts. Very interesting. Okay, so please continue introducing. Sudipta, hi. I'm sorry, I don't have time right now to do this, but please continue doing that. We'll try and connect in the Q&A session. But what I would be talking in this, webinar today is, please don't take it as a webinar, but take it as a strategy discussion. Because like I said, the online space has evolved so much over the past 10 years. And now over the past 3 years, when you're looking at, take a shower. It has evolved so much over the past 3 years with the introduction of AI. It's really changed the boom over here. And has, AI has just disrupted the online space. And what it has done for businesses, one, positively, it's done so many things. And also it gives us a wake up call that we need to step up today and be aware with the times, because there are certain things which people have started doing because of very easy availability of information on the devices like laptops and mobiles. And even if I am now shopping somewhere, first I would have gone to a market and I would have shopped in my local, like within my city, but today I start looking for it online. Then, even as a retail customer, I would start searching for it and I would go to my market only if I see that there's a value in going over there. So, one, it has made me lazy. It has made me more aware how I can, use information and, use it to my advantage. But now, taking it in the B2B context, it's very critical to know that even B2B buyers are doing the same thing. They are searching on the web and they are going to different marketplaces and they are searching for people over there. Once they get that confidence that members are looking, there are suppliers over here and I get some names over there, then I start scouting. And for a person who is actually into imports and exports, like if you are an exporter sitting in India, while there is a importer sitting in Italy, for example, you can imagine it's become so easy for him to access that information which is there. That raises a question to you saying that, are you available online? Can people see you online? And, like I said in the beginning, just having a website is not sufficient enough to, say that you are having you are searched. Are you structured in the right way? Is the information which you are written in your website, is it addressing Google? Is it addressing AI? Because first, if Google and AI don't understand you, they will not be able to give it out to that buyer in Italy that is there. So the third, I would say the third customer for you, or the third audience stakeholder that you are addressing when you are trying to be online, is your buyer. Your first two audiences now are Google and AI. So let's discuss that as well in today's webinar. So when I was saying it's a strategy discussion, you need to one evaluate how well is your business positioned online. We'll talk about that, and how are the ways you should be doing that so that you can make sure that your presence is online. Forget globalLinker, this is about anywhere you are present online, any marketplace, your own website as well. So I'm just talking generally. And second is, we'll talk about different ways that, because you're a part of globalLinker is a tool management system that is helping you to get discovered online. So we'll talk about those tools which are there, which you can utilize and benefit out of and use it. Okay, so let's get started. So we just spoke about this, how buyers actually discover your business. They come to different platforms. They will either go to a search, they will go to an AI, or even in search now, if you see, if I'm searching on Google, the first thing Google tells us is, it gives me a AI driven response. So first, Google results used to be just that page one, page two, page three, page four, and sponsored results. Now AI results are more information driven. So if Nafisa, if you're looking for, spices exporters from India, then the manufacturing hubs for spices is maybe South or Central India, and you get great chilies coming in from the South. Are you looking for chilies? Then this is the manufacturing hubs, and these are some top exporters or good exporters which have good record. You can start referring to. So obviously, I will start calling up those people, right? Then I will go and look for their products. Now, either I ended up going to a marketplace and look for it, or I went to their website. I review the product and I'll say that, okay, this is meeting my specifications. Maybe I already have a checklist in mind because I'm a buyer. I would know that I would want this moisture content, or I would want it this way or that way, etc. I will review it and then I will actually visit the company profile, or the website of that, to know more about that. Now, why I would visit the company profile? Because obviously, once a product is good, I would want to know how good is that business, so that I can do business with him. Is that business good enough for me to do business with? Am I getting the confidence? Like, does he have? And what I would check for that, like you would know that, right? If you are looking for a business, I would ask you, why don't you just give a couple of 3, 4 chats to say that what would you be looking for if you are evaluating a business, and you want to know that maybe you want to start business with him. So the first thing I would look for, just to give you a prompt, is maybe I'm looking if they are exactly credibility. So what I would do to establish credibility? Maybe he's an established business on, so for that I would look for some government proof documentation that Ocha a registered business hai. So in case India has GST. So maybe, I would like to see their GST certificate. What else you think you would be looking at? Let's just quickly name two things apart from GST. What would you look for if you would want to do business with a company you have no information about? That's great. Okay, the IEC certificate. How about, how good are you and which other clients you have serviced? Like I have serviced. So if you have some good clients which you've already serviced about, like, exactly. So, maybe some known ones, unknown ones don't really help initially. But if I've spoken to, or you can say maybe I have serviced this sector, I've serviced in the agricultural sector, the nutraceutical sector, the pharmaceutical sector. You can talk about that. That's great. Yeah. One thing is legal compliance documents of mine are ready. The second is we can talk about my processes. I have serviced industries or I have serviced these companies. Exactly. Quality certificates is great. Like, then maybe awards and recognitions. I have this award, I have that award, I have got this. That would also help, right? And I think something very powerful is, I'll chat it here. So I'm sure that's something which we are always looking for, right? We always look for a reference. आपने इससे काम किया है, क्या हो रहा है? So if I get good reviews and testimonials and I'm able to get that, great. So now, these are the things you would look for. The buyer would look for you. Now it's a self-evaluation. If I'm searching for you on your, like wherever you're listed on a marketplace or on your website, do I see certain of these things so that I can, I get that trust and confidence about you? So that's something you just have to ask yourself. It's a self-evaluation. So this is what we'll be talking about today. What are the sales channels globalLinker has to offer you? How can you build a powerful product catalog? So the base of every business, the base of your business is your product catalog. But complementing your product catalog is like we just discussed, it is your what do you call it? It is your, it's your profile. Because that's what a person sitting in Italy, he doesn't have the time to call you and talk to you. They need to see this over here. And after he sees this, he gets a little bit of trust is when he will reach out to you. So your base work, your base structure needs to be done correctly. We'll talk about the different channels which globalLinker has available because you're on globalLinker, and what can you use over here to grow your business. Essentially and eventually, whatever channels we are also offering you has to align with your business growth strategy. If it is aligning with it, then yes, you should, work towards growing that and setting yourself up over there. Obviously, if it is not aligning with your growth strategy, then why would you do that? That's why I'm saying it's a strategy discussion. Keep a notepad handy with you, something like this, which I keep, or you can keep it on your phone as well. And you can just, write it in your notepad that if any of these channels are making sense to you, then after the webinar, that's what you should start working for. We'll also talk about certain things that, how you can manage it. So we'll move into the logistics of it, and we'll move on to the Q&A after that. So globalLinker, you're already a part of, I'm sure, so thank you for joining the platform. Now let's, start making use of it. That's very important. I'll briefly just walk you through a couple of things on globalLinker. And since you've already seen it, mm, yeah, sorry, no, that's my webinar. Yeah. If you create an account on globalLinker, this is your dashboard or your home page that you will see over here. At this point of time, you are on the basic plan and you have access to the standard dashboard, which is there. And yeah, here is where you can actually add your catalog. So you can add your product one by one over here. This is a test account, so you can just, view it over here. Wait, I'll see if the page is moving quickly. Yeah. So this is, yeah. So these are you can add products over here. You can make sure that it's listed on the marketplaces, which I'll talk to you about right now as well. And yeah, if you get any inquiries and orders, because you can also enable it for selling, but we'll come to that as well later. You can use the different channels that are available and manage it from here. And here is where you can actually update and complete your profile. What else? Yeah, one very important thing, if you're looking for any open inquiries which are there by buyers, which come to our marketplaces, you can access it from the RFQ page over here. And all of these are there. There's something which you can, You can quote. I'm just opening the first one. Then please quote for it. Have a look at the details which are given. If there's something which you can definitely offer, then please put a message, or please send a quote over here. You just have to select it from your catalog on globalLinker, enter the quantity, put any information with respect to customization, product information, everything over here, and then you can reply to it. All chats, etc., with your buyers on these RFQs are displayed over here. Mine is a test account, so I don't have anything. And any of your products which are listed, you can also get direct inquiries on the marketplace. You can manage it from here. So this is more about a management tool which I'm showing you. And that's why we are a tool enablement platform. We don't tell you that, what we are. I'm coming back over here. So we are, we want you to use these tools so that you can, one, start getting discovered online. And how? By getting yourself listed over here, you start getting shown on the web. So I'll tell you how we do it. So one is, these are the five, one, two, three, four, six sales channels which we have on globalLinker, and actually five. And this is how it's broken up into. So I'll show you. The first one is the Indian business portal. The first two are marketplaces. So via your globalLinker account and adding your, say, product A, which is, I would say, say 100% cotton t-shirt, which is, customizable with respect to size, design, color, etc. You can use it, and even by way of any other additions you may want to add. That's my product which I've added over here. Now that one product, I can show it on Indian business portal and globalLinker, which are two marketplaces. So buyers come and visit the Indian business portal and globalLinker, because that's where we start. We want to help you get discovered, and that's why we have created it as a marketplace. So buyers would anyway come over there and review and browse through seller catalogs and products over there. So there buyers come and discover you via products, not by you. So you need to ensure that your products are displayed correctly and shown over there. And if somebody, like I said, if a buyer is searching for your product on a marketplace, after that he comes to your company profile, and your company profile has to talk about what we just spoke about before. You have to start building trust signals and say, okay, acha, if that buyer is seeing my profile, do I have the necessary things that is showing up over there by way of information which the buyer needs, and the trust signals which I need to create for him. So that's what your company profile is all about. Your branding, your description, etc. So that it's mentioned as fields, but actually the output is what we are trying to present to them. These are the two sales channels. The other two are your own assets, which you can start building via globalLinker. So, being present online, like I mentioned, is not only about, being there on marketplaces, but you need to make sure that your presence is complementing each other, and you're using all the other areas also available to get visible. So two other channels we have made available for you is where you can create your own B2B website or an e-commerce store. And you can also create your own WhatsApp business account and show your same catalog in your WhatsApp business account. The last one, and this is, it's a great opportunity for you, because if you don't have a website, or if your website is not performing currently, it's not, it's just shown as a product catalog, it is not indexed, etc., then it's time for you to review those things and see, how is it helping you. The next is ONDC. So ONDC is a network of networks. We have all heard of ONDC. ONDC is an initiative by the government of India for, B2C members to show their products in the ONDC network. So other buyer channels, my products can show over there without me having to register in different buyer platforms. So it helps me save cost and time and effort. So by just one place, I can update it and my products show in the relevant marketplaces, or seller malls, as they call it, over there, and sell it. But currently ONDC is supporting B2C. But we know ONDC's next step after B2C is streamlined, is for B2B. And we want to be ready for that. So we are already empaneled as a seller channel to help sellers show it on the ONDC network. Before we move on to the in details on all the different sales channels, I would like to talk about a good, powerful product catalog that you should be having. And let's talk about that a little bit, please. A powerful product catalog is, how do I ensure that it's powerful and it is good? So let's break it down into certain areas. Okay. One of them is clearly from your side, which is the product side. Most of it is from your side. It is ID. Does your catalog have clear and sharp photos? Second is your product name good enough so that the buyer is able to understand who you are, what you're doing, and what your product is about. So if I'm doing a cotton t-shirt, for example, is it 100% cotton, say Supima cotton, for example, for wholesale and export quality bulk. So that could be the name of my product, so that the buyer sees it on the first go itself. And even it and then my descriptions are also conveying what it needs to convey with respect to it. So it is customizable, colors can be added, branding can be added, your company name can be added wherever you want, a pocket, no pocket, collar, etc. can be done. So many things is what you can, mention, which the buyers typically would ask, and they don't need to reach out to you for that. You can mention it in your description. What you need is send me an inquiry. And that's where your product catalog starts working for you 24/7 online. You don't have to have a salesperson over there. Make sure that your descriptions are SEO friendly and also now AI friendly. We'll come to that in a little bit. And you include those kind of keywords which buyers would typically search on Google and on AI, right? That could be the next thing you would need. So simple basic points you need to factor. This is a full view of a product, which is, if you see they have mentioned they've got this. Now, if you are in B2B, you should ideally have an MOQ always, that, I'm doing minimum 5, 10, 50, 100, 1 tons, 2 tons, depending on what your product is, it should have it over there. And different parameters to help members understand what what your product is, with more product descriptions mentioned over here. Let's go to the actual product page. Okay, I think something has gone off. Let me just check it. Let's go to the next one. Hmm. So another B2B product which is there, where you can just click and view over here. Let's see if we can visit this one over here. Yeah. So this is another product which you can see, and you can see that while they have written their description, they've added an MOQ. There's an option for me to send an inquiry directly over here. So wherever I am based or wherever even my buyer is based, he sees this and he can send me an inquiry. I've given a lot of options for him to connect with me or my business as well. And then I have to ensure that I'm available in those channels and I reply to them. So one of the things we have noticed is that even once I make myself available, my response time is very bad. I don't respond back. I ignore those messages. Sometimes I feel they are low value, because I've got I myself as a seller, I've received a low response or no response. But that doesn't mean if a genuine buyer, he actually reaches out to you and you don't reply to him, then it's a lost opportunity for you. So I feel every inquiry or any message you get, whether at that point of time, for you to help you gauge whether it is a lead which you need to nurture, you have to follow up on it. You have to respond to it. It's just a personal insight I would like to share with you. But yeah, if you're keeping yourself available in different channels, then you have to make sure that you respond to every channel and you follow up also accordingly. Very critical. Yeah, coming back over here. So what are the essentials I need to have, when I'm making a good product catalog? It is very simple. You just have good, clear and sharp photos. You have simple descriptive product titles. You have detailed product descriptions. Your reviews and ratings are very important. If then you have your SEO readiness, which you have to be prepared with. So you have to optimize your titles, your descriptions and keywords to make sure that Google starts understanding your product. And that is, even if you're listing yourself on a marketplace, it's important, because just by putting one product and saying, अच्छा ठीक है मैंने यहाँ पे डाल दिया, देखते हैं क्या मुझे response आता है. But if you don't add your product only correctly, it's not going to help you. It won't really add value to you because of that. But you need to ensure that even you're adding your descriptions and all correctly, because it will become limited from the marketplace side also, for them to recommend you and even show up on Google as well, and hence buyers finding you. So wherever you are, your website, a listing, you need to make sure, or even if you're making it offline and as a presentation you want to share, you have to make sure that all of these parameters are getting met. Maybe not SEO and AI, but yeah, you need to make sure that the other things are there. So you have to optimize your titles, descriptions, and keywords. You For that you add meta title descriptions so that it starts showing up over there, and that's more to help in more of Google understandability. The next is AI understandability. Today, like we know, AI also we start searching. So AI works on top of SEO. So you need to be SEO ready as well, but now you need to be AI ready as well. So one of the things AI looks for is because AI works on a Q&A way. So if I ask AI a question, it answers me. They like content if it is given in, a Q&A, very straightforward. Who is this? What is that? How can I? So if you're able to answer those questions in your product, so just add an FAQ section in your product description and you can, it gets added over here. Just one data point. So we've seen that the average web traffic has dropped 21%, but AI search traffic has increased by 9 times, and it's expected to really grow over the next 3, 4 years. So I need to be ready, if I want to say. So when I'm on a marketplace, this is how your product profile actually looks like. Let's look at this. This is an exporter of rice and other agri products, but his primary product is rice. So just have a look at their profile and you see ways, upfront you give the GST certificate, again, to build trust, GST verified, FIO registered. These are the signals the marketplace throws to the buyer to help them understand, what they are, a little bit about them. So this is what you would select and we would gauge from you. And here, as I can see, his entire product catalog, not only rice, but he does many other things as well. Here is a description, which one helps the buyer and also Google and AI to know who you are. So you should write this better. Update other information to help the member understand what you do and get the trust and confidence. This is one of the things which you have to make sure that you update correctly. So moving on to the next sales channel, and here is where your notepad gets handy. Just write sales channel and then you write the name of the sales channel here. So the second one is globalLinker Marketplace. And once I show it to you, then you just say whether you want to you tick it, if it is valuable for you, don't tick it. So you also know which is the one you want to access and work towards. So once globalLinker Marketplace is a B2B, sorry, let's go to the live site only. So globalLinker is a B2B marketplace for buyers. This is the front end for buyers. And if you want to register, you want to put your products over here, you have to go at the dashboard, which we just saw. And here is where we encourage buyers to come and visit. But buyers typically don't, again, they come either from here or they come from Google search as well onto our marketplace too. So if somebody is looking for, okay, see, this bag is cutlery. I just selected where I searched it today morning. And here I can see different sellers are selling it. And now if I want, I can just click view more about the product that's listed on the marketplace. And we are always nudging the buyer to send an inquiry to that seller. We're giving as many information as we can to help the buyer evaluate and want to send you that inquiry. And here is where he can access your full company profile, which we just saw. Here, if he wants to know more about you, and this is what you would have added about your product. This is what is there. Add as many product photos as you want over here. So this is the globalLinker Marketplace where buyers can actually search for sellers from across so many industries. So you can put your products over here and display them. So this is a marketplace you would like to be a part of, then please register over here, get linked over here, add your products. You just move to what's the checklist to get listed on globalLinker. You have already added your one product on your catalog. So let's talk about your entire product catalog. Then you visit globalLinker sales channel. You assign or edit the globalLinker category. Then you wait for the product verification. And then after that, you can enable or disable which products you would like to show on globalLinker. You can always go and edit that product. You can, if there's a new product which has got added in your, offerings, you can do that as well. The next sales channel is the second marketplace, which is the Indian Business Portal. Now, the Indian Business Portal is an initiative by FIO, where FIO is the Federation of Indian Export Organization. Yes, Aradhya, adding photos is a very important point as well, but it's a mandatory point which we, put it as a product list. Yes, you should. And adding good photos and videos is also very important. So adding photos, but adding good product photos is important. So good point. And yeah, this is which is by the Federation of Indian Export Organizations. They also have mentioned their own set of categories which they want listed under, which is a very large base, and it's only for exporters. So if you are an exporter, you already have an IEC code, then you can actually get listed almost immediately over here once you add your product catalog. These are open RFQs which currently are shared, which the Indian Business Portal team or the FIO team has got, and they put it over here for you to use. And you can visit, they can, and even like they also share the Indian Business Portal if they have any contacts or they get references that people are looking for Indian exporters. They share the Indian Business Portal link over here. Hmm. So the checklist to get listed on the Indian Business Portal is: one, you've already added products to your catalog. Then you set up your e-commerce store and set up payments and logistics. You visit the Indian Business Portal on your seller panel. You verify your IEC because here it's for exporters only. So you need to have an IEC. If you don't have one, you can apply for one. And then it gets submitted for verification. So, yeah, if Indian Business Portal is something you would like to be a part of, you can tick it in your next sales channel. But now we are moving on to your your own sales channels, like the ones which you can build and own yourself. So the first one is your B2B website and an e-commerce store. A B2B website, it's very important because it helps you establish it helps you build an online credibility for yourself, which one you own completely. You own the traffic on this, you own anybody who sends a message to you over here. Everything is owned and managed by you. You have complete control over your site. It's like having your own shop. If you would create a shop for yourself, in your own locality, you have control over the architecture, you have control over what you sell, how you lay it out, whom you want to visit, and then make the most out of that premise which you have taken. Same thing is with your website. From the buyer's perspective or anybody who's visiting your website, this is one of the primary sources of information or the main sources of information they will go and look for to know more about you. So you have to make sure that that business is actually giving that kind of information. So let's go and see this one example. So they are into leather craftsmanship and basically they're a leather manufacturer. You see over here, they have because they're a manufacturer, they are putting products that they have already done and the different categories of products they have done. So this is to establish the kind of diversification they can do in leather manufacturing. And look at the nice product images they have added, etc. And these are different products as well. So let's just go and see this. You can see nice product images giving this. Then they've also put some other examples, but they've also given all of this: daily use, comfortable, global market ready, crafted under strict QC, is export compliant with secure zippers, water resistant, ideal for B2B distribution. So it's positioned in a way that it is talking to a B2B customer or a buyer over here. And then even Google starts recognizing your business as a B2B exporter. So do you have these keywords mentioned over here? Do you mention that you are, open to private label manufacturing? Are you doing contract manufacturing? Or is it your own brand which you want to just sell into? You want to do wholesale? You need to mention that very clearly. It does two things. It helps you also understand your business better and do it. So while I'm talking about B2B, this is also another website which is created. If you see, they talk about the company profile, about our exports, their product categories, contact us, all of this. And yeah, so you can actually, show your products over here and use it and put so many other things. There's another example I can actually show you. So you can see over here, they have as an exporter, they're a merchant exporter, but they have the merchant exporter has tried to diversify and show that what is his range of capability that he's able to offer right now. So it's a great way to for you to see they're doing oils, teas, powders in the segment, in the agri segment, in the spices segment. The company profile is even more varied: founder story, exports, why to go, quality and ethical documentation is what we spoke about, certifications, testimonials. We'll just pick one page to show you. So as you can actually control all of this. And what do I do? I'm transparent, I'm compliance driven, I build trust through consistent execution. FAQs added, like I said, AI required. So again, AI ready for AI as well. All the product categories he deals in. Blogs are very important today when you create a website, because when I'm searching for information in blogs, when I'm asking Google for even information, forget when I'm looking for a product, Google looks for articles so that they can cite that. Now, if they start citing your articles, then they kind of, they kind of link you to say that, okay, this website, apart from having a catalog, is also a good source of information which I can share. So if they start using my articles, it helps drive a lot of organic traffic to my website. So, even this is something which you should be doing regularly as well. And yeah, it's great for you to add a separate contact us per page. Every product of yours have its own page. Very important today, because if I'm looking for XYZ of this 355 deluxe red chili powder, then if it has its own page, my the chance of me coming up in search and AI becomes very, very high, because versus a person who's just written it in one page and with several other products mixed up in that will not get much of value. So that's how you actually build a website. This same website can later on can is also ready to take payments as well. But for B2B buyers, inquiry works, and that's how lead gen works for B2B. But our platform is also ready to cater to B2C customers as well. So how do you set up a e-commerce store or a B2B website via globalLinker? You have added all your products to your catalog, which is a one-time exercise. Then you visit the My Store section, and then you select a theme, your storefront like this. So we just saw the different themes which are there, and you add your policies because you need to meet the e-commerce guidelines as well. Then you create your categories like, homepage, about us, my company profile, product categories. You want to mention it up front. You want to do so. You set up all of that, and then you start mapping your products to those categories and subcategories. And you set up, if you're taking payments, you set up your payments and shipping options, and you publish your website, and you're ready to go. So it's completely DIY. You can create it yourself as well. It works on a theme base, so you actually don't need any developer expertise or dependency to create it yourself. Obviously, you need to be a little tech friendly. You need to, be comfortable doing it. But it's a learning exercise. I'm sure, if you are up to it, you can do it. But this is built in a way that it's DIY. You can actually do it yourself. You would be spending some time and all, but if you have a team who can do it for you, great. Otherwise, you can spend some time and make it yourself as well. And move to the next channel. So if you have a website or you think you need to reevaluate your website, then you can tick over there. That would be some of the, one of the outcome of this segment we just spoke about. The next own channel you can build for yourself is your WhatsApp business catalog. We've always seen, people who have a WhatsApp business account with this business icon. When I click on it, I can see the entire catalog, and I can actually send a message when I click on one of them to know more, about this product. So in that case, and I can send this inquiry directly on the phone. So what I'm doing over here is I'm making my catalog mobile first. I'm creating mobile. I'm over there where people are on the mobile on WhatsApp. So you know, uh, being up with the times, and I'm also being mobile first over here, and I'm doing an engagement with them on the mobiles, which is so great, right? And just by syncing my product catalog over here on WhatsApp, I can do it. That's one of the things we have recently opened and built and added over here. So you add a products to your catalog, you set up WhatsApp under sales channels, and then you follow the steps to do it. You need to have a simple WhatsApp number, not a business WhatsApp number, to use this feature. This is a channel which you would like to, leverage. If you're not yet leveraging, then maybe you can put a tick over there as well. The next channel is ONDC. So ONDC is a network of networks, like we just spoke about, and it is by the government of India for Indian SMEs, businesses, so that they can show up in different channels without having to set up in all of them and, paying for that and spending time, effort, and energy in it. Now, what you need to do is, if you want to show up on ONDC, you just have to simply set up from here only, and you can do it. So here, you add your products to your catalog, which is already done. It's a one-time exercise. You've already done it, and it's showing in all the other categories as well. Then you set up and publish your e-commerce store. You enable a shipping zone. That's very important because the shipping and all is managed by you only. You enable ONDC, and you'll have to meet the compliance requirements of ONDC and store details, which they need. You map it to the category, you add some mandatory information which ONDC asks, and then you comply with other mandatory ONDC requirements. So this is something which you would want to show in, and you are doing B2C, then it would be great. You can leverage this feature as well right now. Anuj, I think you can do that, but I'll have to check this with my team once, just so I can reconfirm this with you. So before I move to the next slide, I would just like to run a quick poll, and I would encourage you to participate. From all of these sales channels we just spoke about, which is the one that you would like to, you would like to be present? So we've just listed down all of them. Now, I'm sure you've already ticked it on your notepad. You just need to select. I hope you can see the poll. So please participate and put your preference. You can select all also. You can select a few which you think are applicable or more suited to your business. So I'll give it a minute. I would encourage everyone to participate because this is more of a self-evaluation that you would see. And I will be publishing the results once this ends. I'll give another 20 seconds more. Okay, I'm stopping now. So you've got a 70% participation. Thank you so much. And wait, I'll share my results. So you can see from the entire group of you which are participating with me over here. Uh, So the Indian business portal today, this time has taken the highest, followed by globalLinker Marketplace, B2B, and an e-commerce website, and then ONDC, and then the WhatsApp Business Catalog. So great. So now that you have understood, where is it you want to be, I would suggest you start working towards it. So if your priority has been the Indian business portal, then add your products and show yourself on the Indian business portal first. And I'll just show it to you quickly because we are on that topic. We can close it now. Hmm. Yeah. So one is here is where you come and you add your catalogs. You can add your product over here. And do add all the fields which is being asked over here because not all the fields are mandatory. But the thing is, like I said, certain things are very important. One, for the buyer to know. Certain things are important for Google to know. So you need to ensure that you're adding all of that details over there. So a summary is great for both the audiences, the buyer as well as Google as well as AI. SKU stock is more for you and the buyer to know about. The country of origin is a e-commerce guideline requirement. Then you can add your product file or a specification file if you think you want to add more information which cannot be entered in descriptions, and also you can add that as well. And here is, you can add SEO information, you can add variants. So if you're doing t-shirts of different sizes or colors, etc., you can create variants. Or you can add SEO information more for Google as well. So all of this information, it's a mix of mandatory as well as non-mandatory. You can add that information over here and it can get listed. Coming back, you can add the product here. And here you come to Indian Business Portal and then you fill up this form, which would show up. Yeah, so you need to enter your IEC code and get that verified. It's a less than 30-second activity. If your IEC is active and valid and you have one, then you enter this information which is needed by FIO, you save it, and then you come here and all the products which you have added over there, they start showing up over here. You add a category and then you just enable it to get listed on the Indian Business Portal. It's that quick and simple. But like I said, while the process is very simple, it's very important what information you have added about your product when you're adding the product. So that's where you have to spend some time on. Like I said, making sure that it's Google friendly, it's AI understandable, it's buyer understandable who's going to read it eventually. You should make sure that it's meeting all of that. Going back to the second one, which was followed by the globalLinker marketplace, which is this. So you can come over here and you can show your products over here as well. And it'll tell you what is missing, etc. You add the category and all the products show up over here and you can get listed over here as well. The next is you can was your e-commerce store, which you spoke about. Now that's currently you're in the free plan. So if you're in the free plan, the e-commerce store and the WhatsApp catalog is a paid, it's part of the subscription plan. But if you take the subscription plan, you can get access to these tools as well. You come to My Store and then here you select themes. You can preview your store right from here, how it is getting built. So you get an idea of, doing it. So I can change this banner over here. So I can change the banner, the color, this I can upload a different one. So I can change the color of this. I can put my logo. I can do many things, by just doing it on the storefront. And this is how, once I select my theme, I can do all of that. And I can create the categories by going in the category section over here. So I can do it. I can put the auto currency switcher because it's very important for overseas buyers to see the my pricing in their currency first, so it makes it easy for them to understand the pricing as well. And here's where I can add blogs, I can add the categories, navigations, more pages I would like to add, and then map it to these categories. I can do all of that. So these are all things which you can do with the store. And WhatsApp. Yeah, so it's telling me to upgrade to Premium Plus to manage and sell through ONDC. Yeah, sorry, ONDC is where I can see it here. And yeah, ONDC. And sorry, I was going to WhatsApp catalog, right? Yeah, I can't find it. I'm sorry. For some reason, it's missing here. I'll have to get that checked. I'm sorry about it. And yeah, let's move to WhatsApp. Over there also you'll see an option for WhatsApp, but again, it's under the locked feature. What I wanted to show you was, how a business is actually leveraging these opportunities for, themselves via the channels which are there on globalLinker. So one is they created a B2B website. They also got listed on marketplaces and on the Indian Business Portal. WhatsApp is not, I'm not able to show you, and they are not on ONDC. So here is their website, which they've created, putting certifications, some images of trade shows they've been a part of, blogs. This is to build trust again. They're featured in main product categories about them. These are the categories, their home. This is about all of them. Very simple website about a specialty. This is how their marketplace looks like. Their listings on the marketplace. The same products are displayed on the globalLinker marketplace. So now it's getting displayed twice, and here on the Indian business portal as well. Okay, we won't spend time on this, but let's move to the next one while it loads. Hmm. So here's another business called GFS Global Trade. They are into handicrafts, jute bags and handicrafts manufacturing. This is what they have. This is their website and their product categories. You can see again, you know, their listings on globalLinker. See I would like you to notice the clarity of images, the way every product has been displayed over here, even though it is bags and the different type of bags they have already done and they've given a name for it. It is showing on the Indian business portal as well. Yeah, even theirs is showing up on the Indian business portal. So have a look, this is more for you to understand and give you an output of it. We just went through this that you can see your products via your seller panel or your dashboard over here. And you can access your seller account by logging into your account over here. I would encourage you to also download the app. And then you can also post a requirement as an RFQ. I'm sure if you can, I'm sorry, can you hear me now? Yeah. And here are some resources that we have available for you to use. So, we have the linkers to assist where you can actually use to set up over here. We also have these different webinars which we host. One of them is which I host, and my colleagues also host over here on a regular basis on different ones. You can also be a part of a Facebook community, which I'm sharing with you over here. And we also, offer any assisted services if you want to get listed quickly and, show your products on the different sales channels. We also set it up for you quickly and do it for you in case you would want to, get it done on a fast track basis. So thank you very much for being a part of this conversation. And I hope this has added value to you. I will just go through now and see the questions which have been asked, and I have missed answering them or not seen them yet. Yogesh is saying, I need to support of my team. Yes, we'll contact you, Yogesh. I'll just have my team reach out to you after this. So Nilotpal is saying I have my own website. So Nilotpal, actually, you can also evaluate if your website is good or no. But if you need help in evaluating, then we also do a quick visibility audit. So I'll run a poll on that actually, if that's something which you would like to if that's something which you would be interested in doing, then we can, in fact, I'll keep it open for all of y'all. If y'all have a website or you don't have a website and you want to know how you are digitally active, then you can just respond to this poll, and me and my team will do a quick visibility audit of your business. This is not only on globalLinker, but actually a digital visibility audit, a quick one. And we'll get back to you if you would be interested, with the results of it, so that then you can evaluate your next steps also, and you will know where your standing is. I'll keep this running for the next 20 seconds, and I'll continue answering questions. So Anuj is asking, suppose we have a catalog on ONDC via some other provider. I mentioned that I'll reach out to you on this. I'll get back on the ONDC point. And Manu is saying, I have listed my products in globalLinker already. However, there's some issue to map it in IBP. Okay, Manu, let us check your profile. Can I have your company name or something so that, we know which profile we have to check? You can just chat it to me. Satya is saying you need help in making the catalog. Sure, we'll give you a call after this. And Nalin. There is not much help provided for Premium Plus users to list on IBP. So Nalin, actually, like I mentioned, the premium subscription plan. Sorry, I've missed mentioning this. I'm ending the poll. Thank you. And so whoever has said a yes for this, I will, we'll personally do a quick visibility audit and reach out to you in a day or two. So, and then we can, you can take a call. It'll help you evaluate what your this is. And yes, coming back to Nalin's message, like I mentioned earlier, most of you would be on the on the basic plan, which gives you access to limited features. One is, you can get listed on both the marketplaces and list unlimited products of yours. You can also respond to the RFQs, which I did show you, and the product inquiries that can come on your product page, which we also saw. Now, in the Premium Plus plan, the limits get opened. The access to the WhatsApp catalog and the B2B website feature also opens up. And you also get priority recommendations. So, while this is how the Premium Plus subscription works, it opens up more tools for you to get discovered, but it doesn't, our team doesn't provide you support in case of Premium Plus. So, if you want to get listed on the IBP, you'll have to do it yourself. And I just walked you through, and I'll just quickly show it to you again how you can do it. So if you have already added your product here, you come to Indian Business Portal, and you would see this window showing up over here. If you've already submitted this form and you've done this, then you just have to come here. Your product catalog is showing. You add a IBP category, and then you list your products on Indian Business Portal. So I hope this helps and it's clarified, Nalin. Satish is saying, we are into engineering products of fabricated parts, metal stampings, rubber parts, injection molded plastic parts, and fast. We registered in globalLinker and Invis Portal about 5 to 7 months back, but never got any inquiries. As a frank feedback, do you think these avenues are not very suitable for engineering industries? Actually, I don't agree with that. There are two things, like I said, we need to, work on. One is you have to see if your product positioning is done correctly, and is it meeting the requirements, so that buyers can actually find you and discover you. So if you've just added a name, etc., and all, we can, it will not really help you. But yes, the second is also, as a platform, you'll have to see if your business is structured correctly, whether you have your own website or even listing on IBP, on Indian Business Portal, or on globalLinker. But I'll be happy to do a quick digital audit for you as well. I hope you have selected a yes. It becomes easy for us to know that. And once we'll do that for you, and I'll let you know how that is, is your current listing actually helping you, or is, you need to improve it further. The second is on the kind of inquiries. So while we are a tool enablement platform, and we don't, guarantee or ensure inquiries coming into you. What we do is we give you these avenues where you can get discovered. And we know for a fact that when people are doing it correctly and they get listed on the marketplaces, they use the website feature, they do start getting discovered online. I would come to the moot point, and the core point is, are you listed correctly? Are you listed completely? Is your profile reflecting correctly? So we would be looking in the audit, we'll be looking at, all these avenues, and even much more than that, even outside of globalLinker as well. Nalin is saying the globalLinker app keeps crashing. Nalin, thanks for that feedback, and I'll definitely, look into it. I'll share that with my team. Shebuel is saying unable to view the product added. So here is where you see the products, Shebuel. Oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong page. So here you can see, you come to catalog, you click on products, and here you will see the products which you have added. If you still don't see, then please send a screenshot to us, and I'll check if what's wrong on that. So Nilutpala said no, I will send you a domain. Okay, so you have not done the product. Okay, you can chat it to me right now. I'll take it from there. And most of the section you have mentioned is in the paid account. Actually, no, listing on both the marketplaces is available in the free. This you can add unlimited products in the free this as well. But yes, obviously, to use the key features which are there, you'll have to subscribe to the premium plan. Oh, okay, Nilotpal, I understood what you're saying, but let's connect. I'm just noting it down. I'll just let my team connect with you on this. Aradhya is saying, I have just started BIR and I definitely need help. Okay, Aradhya, let's discuss as well. Writing names. And we did speak about it, right? What are the avenues that you can start using? So actually, you can start adding products immediately over here. Naval is saying, I would like to connect with your representative. Sure, we'll connect. So Neela is saying, will you please send the video recording? I think because you've registered and you've been a part of it, you would get the video, a link to this video for sure, to this webinar. Nilotpal, so that I can set up online platforms for international clients without your assistance, not possible. Okay, let's discuss that. If you can do it yourself or you need our help, for sure, we'll be happy to help you. Don't worry about it. Yogesh has said, I have created on globalLinker. Okay, we'll review. Did you say yes uh for the visibility audit? It'll just be helping. Nilutpal is asking, what are the features in the premium plan? Let me just I'll just send the link over here because I did mention it I just mentioned this quickly, but you can go through it in detail over here. Just quickly reading again. So Nilat Parada, our global link and Indian business portal, the same thing. So I just come back to this slide again. So you created your account over here, and here is where you add your catalog. By adding that one product or your entire catalog over here, you can show that same product in Global Linker in Indian Business Portal on your B2B website, on your WhatsApp catalog. So from a single account, you can show your same product in all these places. So you don't need to have multiple accounts to show it here. You get a backend. Where is it? You get a backend, which is a dashboard over here to manage that. So the great thing about this is with one account, you can show your products on two marketplaces, create two uh, owned uh, owned assets for yourself, and you can manage it. And the management happens through here. So your catalog management is here, your store management is here, Indian business portal management is here, global linker marketplace is managed from here, WhatsApp business catalog is managed from here. Oh, here they set up WhatsApp. So you can set up WhatsApp from here and you can use it. So that's the thing which is there. It gives you one place for you to manage all the things and becomes very easy for you to do that. So no separate accounts to list on Indian business portal, no separate account to to manage a website. And I've shared the link on the premium plan, which details all of these, which is, mentioned over here. So you can go through it. Yogesh asking, is there any WhatsApp group for Global Linker? Yes, there is. Let me check if I can send it to you. I'm seeing if I can share the link. Mm. Oh, yeah, it's here. Yeah. And yeah. Okay, Shevul, I'm not seeing the screenshot. I hope you can just send it to my email ID or our support team at over here, and we will check it. I guess I hope I've answered everybody's question. Okay. So Deepika is saying people don't revert to the questions they have to the quotation shared, how would we move further? So, while we have created a channel for buyers to evaluate, we have to understand that, several people are quoting if you're responding to an RFQ. So, if a buyer actually starts engaging with another seller, then he will not engage with us, with the second seller or the third seller or the fifth seller. So in that case, we'll have to, but that doesn't mean we don't have to keep trying. There isn't, it's not an indicator that, buyers are not responding, when we definitely are working on that side to make sure that buyers respond to you. They do, but a buyer will not tell you that, okay, he's going to work with seller A and not with seller B, C, and D because of this. He just continues conversation with seller A. Okay, Manu, I've noted it down. Prasanna, as a merchant exporter, I source my product, which is 100% cotton t-shirts from manufacturers, and I have the catalog. So can I share the catalog facing as my own with my branding, or is it not? This, Prasanna, is a point you'll have to discuss with your manufacturer. Typically, they allow it, but it is better to take this consent via email, which is what we also suggest to our other suppliers as well. So if you can put it on email to say that I will, because obviously you're a merchant exporter, the products are not your own, but you are helping or partnering with that manufacturer to sell their products over there. Ideally, you should be taking that consent from him, that I have your consent to list your catalog on my website. And about your branding, again, it is your decision. It's a business decision that you have to make. And if you decide you want to sell it under your brand or just your company name, or if you're private labeling it, etc., then that's a call you can take over there, and you can put it. And again, that would be NOC, something which you have to take from your manufacturer as well. So you would need to have an understanding, best cleared in writing always, so that in future you are always covered as well, and so is your manufacturer. So when you're trying to do good clean business, it's better to have all of these things discussed openly with your manufacturer and your other manufacturers as well. And yes, whenever you're empaneling with a new manufacturer as too, it's good to discuss this point and take that I will be listing your catalog on my website or wherever I am, and this is what I'll be putting over there. You give me the permission to do so, or this, or you send it to me in a way that I can put it. So that also will create a good relationship between you and your manufacturer. Okay, so Neela, you will get the link to the video recording. Shebul, I will definitely, if you can give me your company name, I'll take it from here as well. Manu is saying thanks for the meeting. Welcome. If I create a catalog in globalLinker, then will it be visible? Yes, that's what I meant. You create your catalog on globalLinker, which is the seller platform. You will get it over there, and you can just configure it to show on the marketplaces. That's all you need to do. Okay, Skybridge is excellent. Okay, Shebul, let me look at it. So thank you very much uh, for being a part of this. And okay, the support team, what would you like to connect for? If you let me know, then I can also help the right team get in touch. Here is the email ID. Vinay, for you. I'll just look in quickly into the Q&A session in case I've missed anything. There are 4 questions. Yogesh is saying, it's been 6 months since I've started working in export, but I've still not found a single genuine buyer. Sometimes I feel disappointed and start thinking about giving up this. I understand, Yogesh, and with today's situation, geopolitical and world situation going on, it's even more difficult for exporters to survive. But if this is a line which you have selected and you have already seen success and opportunities over here, then I would suggest you don't give up. There will be a channel that will work for you. In fact, this low time or this time is a great for you to ensure that your setup in the online space is done correctly. That's something we have seen, right? When we have low time, we can do things where I generally cannot give time for when I have business coming in, like setting up my website, getting online, doing all of that. So use this as an opportunity to do all of that, and don't get demotivated. I would really not want you to get demotivated, but use it as an opportunity to do other things like setting yourself up correctly, etc. Vikas is saying, as are international buyers aware about globalLinker channel as it provides good marketplace for international buyers? Yes. So we do our own set of tie-ups. We do our own set of SEO and digital marketing to make sure that buyers know about us and find out. So the scale is not very high, but definitely we are working towards it. Prasanna is saying, as a merchant export, I think we already spoke about this, but I source my products, which is 100% cotton t-shirts from the manufacturer. Can I use the photos? Yeah, we already spoke about this, Prasanna. I hope my answer has helped you. Yogesh, I've already sent you the link to the globalLinker WhatsApp group. You all can be a part of it. So thank you for being a part of the conversation, and I hope this has been helpful. You can reach out to us. We are always available, and we'll get in touch with you after this as well. Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you.